Hey, howdy, hey.
It's going, man.
It's going all right.
I just spent the last 15, 20 minutes reading up on your spell choices on Kvetch. So
Yeah,
I'm just trying to remember how to play it. It's been a while since I've done 5e. I think I
sure.
got it down. I think it'll go without a hiccup.
Well, let me explain what you might think are some of the shenanigans here.
Well, I know the shenanigans are going to be here. Mike, you're running it. Why would it not be? But go ahead and you want to go
Okay,
through the whole character? Because, first of all, let's tell everybody what we're doing, right? So let's
okay.
start off how we always do it. Hello, D&Ders, RPGers, Game Masters, and everybody. Mike wants to flog a dead horse. No, Mike. Mike wants to do an experiment on taking a first level 5e character through K-Bay. And I have no problem with doing this. He decided he's going to use a wizard. And he's going to explain why he picked this guy. And I'm ready to hear this. Go, Mike, go.
Sure. Well, we were talking about the difference between 5e and swords and wizardry, and we both agree that a swords and wizardry wizard, mage, would not make it. They would have one spell, and that was it. And they've got no armor, they've got no way of so. But then the question was, could a first level wizard that does all this, what some we may call shenanigans, the things that but as rules as written, as the book lays out, could that tune get through this kobold gauntlet? And the reality is, I mean, I honestly do believe that if he gets jumped by those 8 kobolds, the answer is no.
Really?
But if he doesn't get jumped, I think he can make it. I mean, if he sees them from a distance, there are 3 places where he's potentially going to die.
There's only 3 rooms, Mike.
No. Well, 3 specific places. A,
Okay.
getting into the dungeon if he doesn't see them, because he only has 8 hit points. B, if he misses the trap, doesn't see the trap floor, falls in. And the last one is the big bad guy. If he's expended his sleep spell, well, all of the other shenanigans that I can do, and he's got nothing at the end, and he doesn't leave, he's going to die. But this is what I did.
Okay.
We did the point buy because we were doing rules as written.
Sure.
So point buy 27. So obviously intelligence is the highest, but I also put his dexterity up there. So 16 intelligence, 16 dexterity, 14 constitution, 10 wisdom, and then nothing, 8 strength, 8 charisma. His name's Kvetch. If I could make his charisma lower, I would have, but can't do it.
Sure.
So as a wizard, he gets dagger, dart, slings, quarterstaff, light crossbow. The languages came because I really wanted to get that perception thing, but then I had to pick sailor, and I thought that was too. I picked sage, so he doesn't have a bonus perception anyway. But I picked sage. So I got 2 languages. Again, spell casting and arcane recovery because first level. But I did pick a feat, and that's that magic initiative. Now,
I don't even know what that is. I got to look that up.
Sure. So basically, what it is, it's a feat that gives him a first level spell and 2 cantrips, and that first level spell he can cast once a day. Now, this is where I really could have gotten some shenanigans. I could have picked a druid, spells, and I could have picked good berries, which would have given him.
Wait, hold on. What is this thing called?
It's called Magic Initiate, and it's a feat.
What?
So, and as a human variant, the rules, as we did before, he gets a feat. So he gets 1 first level spell from anywhere, and then 2 of those cantrips. So I really could have freaked you out, and I could have picked Druid and picked Goodberry, which would have given him 10 healing berries every day. And honestly, that might have been the smartest thing to do. But I decided to do straight wizard.
Can I just say they nerf everything in this game. So you could be a fighter and you get cantrips.
Yes.
You could get Goodberry. So you could have the surge, whatever it is, second wind, and get Goodberry.
Yes.
So you get extra 10 hit points.
Right. Yeah. No, I am not saying
I'm like floored. I didn't even know this was in here. It's the first time I've seen it. This you read it. I don't read things. I guess that's really more statement we're making. I don't know how to read. I never learned to read.
I spent an entire day studying this thing. Okay, now, but I decided to go straight wizard, and if I'm going straight wizard,
okay,
then the first level spell he would get would be Mage Armor, because he can cast Mage Armor once a day. Doesn't count against him, and it's 8 hours.
Okay,
gives him Mage Armor, and then he gets
him a 16 armor class.
Right. So basically, right now he's got 13, but he'll cast Mage Armor free once a day and for 8 hours. Now, if he's in the dungeon for longer than 8 hours, I don't think he's going to be, but if he is, then he would lose it.
What is Mage Hand do? Oh, Mage Hand's the one that you can
go out 30 feet out,
stuff.
Grab things, and then light. Those are 2 cantrips, right?
Does light only last for a certain amount of time? Is it continual light or lights forever?
Oh, this is the beautiful thing about light. And I even got spell cards. I mean, I'm ready.
What? Why? Yeah. You went out and bought spell cards for this thing?
I bought them for Lexi. But
all right. I was just saying you're going a little over the top. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. So what is this spell?
The DM manual too, just to get in to read this stuff. All right.
You know what? Right now, I think I'm not going to do this. You're too into it, so it's making an hour. It lasts for only an hour.
Lasts an hour. Yes, it lasts an hour, but it basically lights up an area 25 feet, and then another 20 feet. So the 25 feet is bright, and then an additional 20 feet where it's not so bright.
What's a cantrip? You could cast it over and over and over again.
Oh, I could cast it every 6 seconds.
Okay, all right.
Because you could cast it every round. Oh, just wait when we get into this. The shenanigans I'm going to do with this.
Okay, all right. Well, this is why Gygax left.
Yes.
It became a video game. All right, let's keep going. All right.
Okay. So he got Mage Hand Light. Now that's just Magic Initiative. Now, if we scroll on up, if you want to stay down here, spell book. I didn't know if you could either components or an arc. I figured you didn't care. You're not doing components things, so I just picked a wand.
How do you know I'm not using components?
Well, that's the question. If you're saying components, then I'll take the components pouch.
No, you can use the wand.
That's what I figured.
But don't lose it.
Yeah, and I explorers pack, and then because he's a sage, he gets the ink, the quill, the small knife, a letter for something in common clothes. Anyway, 10 gold pieces. If you scroll up to his spells, so now because as a first level wizard, he gets 3 cantrips and he gets to pick 6 spells out of the book.
Okay.
So the other ones that I picked were Firebolt, Minor Illusion, and Prestidigitation. Man, that's difficult to say. So those are his 5 cantrips. He can cast those every day, all day long, whenever the hell he wants, right?
Right.
The 6 spells that I chose, because he already knows Mage Armor, I picked Magic Missile, Shield, Sleep, and Thunder Wave, and then I picked 2 ritual spells, Find Familiar, Detect Magic. Now, he can prepare every day because he's a first level, because he can prepare spells that are equal to his intelligence modifier, or the +3 plus his level. So he can prepare 4 spells. Now, plus, and he also knows Mage Armor because that's his magic initiative. So he's got Mage Armor where he can only cast 1 time a day. Doesn't count against his spell slots. He only has 2 spell slots, but out of those 2 spell slots, he can choose Magic Missile, Shield, Sleep, or Thunder Wave.
All right. So, but the other spell slot is always Mage Armor.
The Mage Armor is being used as magic initiative, and he casts that once a day.
But he doesn't. He can never cast anything else in that spot.
No.
Okay. All right.
So, and this is, and yes, this is like a shenanigans thing. But so as a first level, he can actually cast 3 first level spells.
Right.
But when that Mage Armor goes away, I can't cast it again unless I have a spell slot because it's in my spell book.
Okay, cool. That's fine. All right. You're making sense. I'm good with this.
He also has 2 ritual spells, Find Familiar, Detect Magic. He can cast those as rituals. He doesn't have to keep those in his spell slot, according to the book, because they're ritual spells.
All right.
But they're not trigger ready to go. And then he only has 8 hit points. So which means, honestly, again, that's why if he gets jumped, he's not going to make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's wearing common clothes pair of boots. Now, this is the part where I know people may get critical, and I get it. I did not pick the quarterstaff. You would think that he would pick the quarterstaff.
You got staff right there. Quarter staff.
I know that's one of the things, but I didn't pick it. One reason why, because he has a low strength. I could either pick the quarterstaff or the dagger. I picked the dagger because dagger has finesse. He's got +5, 1d4, +3. So, and that may be a stupid thing to do. We're going to find out later. But I picked the dagger, and of course, what he's really going to be hitting things with is that firebolt.
Yes. Okay, so, he gets that once around too, right?
Yeah, once around, and I put them there. I know they're spells, but the reason why I wrote them there is so you and I know what the damages are, because this one's different. This one, he gets 3 magic missiles. They're 1d4 +1. They hit automatically, and they have 120 feet. And then I didn't write in the Thunder Wave, but if I cast Thunder Wave, I believe that's 2d8.
Yeah, it's 2d8. And it's nice. And they do, if they do make a save, it's half damage. Yes. But they only get pushed back 15 feet if they fail to save. Now, let's talk about spell saves, because some people maybe in OS are trying this out and looking at it. So this is where it gets a little more difficult with 5e. So he gets his spell save, right, is DC 8 plus your proficiency plus your intelligence modifier. So it gets 2 + 3 is 5 + 8 makes it 13. So you have to roll above a 13. This is where if you had a character and let's say Swords and Wizardry, their saving throw is like 10. Mm-hmm. This is a little different. Depends on the spellcaster, and they can't. It just becomes a little weirder, right? Now, some of his spells, which are attacking like range, like Firebolt's a range thing, then he has to roll a range attack, but he adds 5 to it. Magic Missile doesn't need that because it automatically hits.
Right. Thank you. Who was one of the creators that did that? Why am I blanking?
Probably Mike Merrills or something. I don't know.
No, he worked with Gary Gygax.
Arneson? Who was it?
Goes back. Yeah, he was basically up. He and Gary were fussing at each other. Yeah. And he said, "Listen, you got to give him something." And so he said the Magic Missile has to always hit. Oh, I didn't put in there, but the spell casting ability, that would be intelligence. This is all based on his intelligence.
Who was that guy? Now I think about it. Metzner.
I'll think of it.
It was Frank Metzner. It was. I think so.
Okay.
So he tried to get the one Magic Missile spell. He kept saying, and here's a good equation. I mean, you're going to see this guy's going to stomp, I think. Let's find out. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, anything that's a minor illusion or prestidigitation, you make a big noise, you make this, you make that, they are going to make a saving throw.
Sure.
And they might make it with advantage if there are a pack of them. Okay. So it's like one of those things, like, I think they're kind of smart enough a little bit to do certain things. But then again, I don't know. We'll find out. Depends on what you come up with. That's the hardest part of doing this, is you do something. And I kept saying, maybe with some subjectivity, they're not going to go for that. They're going to go for that. So I'm just letting you know that just put up. You start doing crazy, funky stuff. I got to kind of think, would they fall for that? I don't know.
What I expect is for you to DM this like you do Swords and Wizardry or White Star, like anything else that we do.
Okay.
And if I describe it well enough that tickles your fancy, you'll probably let me do it.
You probably do it, but then I'll probably say they get a save when they do certain things.
And it's fine.
That's fine. Okay. Just as long as you understand that, especially when you start, because you're really smart and you'll come up with some weird stuff. And I'm going to think, I'm going to give an illusion of a thermonuclear bomb sitting in the middle of, okay, well, I don't know if they know what that is.
I've only went through these rooms, 5-10 times?
I know. You see
bodies littered everywhere. So yes. I got ideas.
Okay. All right. You're going to have something walking in. Well, this is it. I rearranged the room a little bit so you can see what's going on. Okay. So instead of them taking up whatever, I put the entire thing on, let's say, one big map so we can actually draw on it.
Okay.
I mean, because that's what we're doing anyways, right?
Yeah, sure.
So it makes it super, super easy. And of course, that's what's going to make this super, super fun, I guess. Yeah. So what is your perception on this guy? Because I did not.
Oh, sure. The perception is just 10 because he has a wisdom of 10, so it's +0. And I was trying to figure out a way of getting a proficiency with perception. And the only way that I saw that I could do that is if I picked like sailor as a background. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I went with the sage. I figured, but if I really was trying to OP the guy, I would tell you that he was the son of a sailor.
Okay, so your wisdom is 0.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Where these guys, they get a plus. I'll make sure I'm not lying to you. For their dexterity, we go to the bottom. That's the rats.
Okay.
They get a +2. So it's a D20 roll, me against you.
Okay.
Okay. Just letting you know. So we're already into the hard part. Okay, ready?
All right.
All right. This is gonna be horrible, Mike. Ready? You roll a D20 and I roll a D20 and you see if you get jumped.
Okay.
I rolled a 9. +2 is 11. What'd you roll?
I hit the dice. Oh no, let me see. Oh, I know. I just turned the thing on.
Huh.
I did not roll the dice. Sorry. Oh, it's still on 10. It's like I'm attacking with that fighter.
No, you only get to roll 1.
I rolled a 7.
I'm gonna jump you already. He's dead.
Yeah, that's it. That's honestly the roll. That's it.
It's hell from above. Oh man, I don't know if you feel healthier, but I just congested. Anyways, back to where I was. This is where I made the beautiful diagram. It looks like we're moving up the second level already, but we'll go with this. Let's change the color so we can see it on the big screen. Here you go. Do. Right. Now, they get pack advantage, but the sun gives them disadvantage, so it's a wash.
Okay.
So basically, they're just tossing, right? But they get a +4 to hit. Okay. Yeah. There's 8 of them. They're all going to haul it down on you, right?
Yeah.
8 shots.
Yeah.
They got to beat a 16. We actually got to beat a 12.
No, they'd be a 13.
Oh, you didn't catch me? You didn't cast Mage Armor?
No, not yet. I'm just walking the. You haven't given me a chance. You said I'm walking through the woods.
Oh yeah, I guess I got to beat a 13. All right, let's do this. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Ow! It's dead. A crit. There's a crit on the field.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
All that work and he died, Mike. Damn it. Do you want to see how much damage he does take just out of sticks?
Sure.
All right, so we get to roll an extra one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you get 4 hits. Mm-hmm. 5 because you get another one.
Yeah.
Because it's okay. 5, and then we're going to add 8 to it.
Okay.
So how much do we have here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 8 is 21 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay, well, back to the drawing board.
Well, okay. So this is
do you have another proposal?
One way that it could play out. So let's say prior to him walking up here, so he's a couple hours away from this area.
Okay.
He stops and he pulls out his spell book and he casts the ritual Find Familiar.
Okay. So is that a spell he's using?
It's a spell. It doesn't take a spell slot because it's a ritual spell. This is where
I get so confused. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Sure. As a ritual spell, he can cast it without it going against his spell slot. Now, he doesn't know he's going into a dungeon. If I knew I was going to a dungeon, I'd probably pick something like a spider. But I'm out in the woods, so I would pick an owl.
An owl.
Yep.
Find Familiar.
Yeah, I would. So about an hour away from this place. Well, so let's say this was Keep on the Borderlands, for example, and he's leaving the keep. Before he would walk around, he would cast Find Familiar as a ritual, and he would cast an owl. Now, I don't know if that's going to help, but if the owl's flying ahead, he may see these things in the tree. This is where the shenanigans of magic.
Okay, so Reese, while your familiar is within 100 feet, you could communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until it starts your next turn, gaining the benefits of any special sense that the familiar has. During this time, you are deaf and blind with regard to your own senses.
Right.
All right.
I'm not saying that this is what I'm saying is what I would do is I would be walking in the woods and this thing would be flying around and I would look through its things. Then I would, and maybe there's a chance that I would
You
miss
got to
it.
burn. You got to burn a turn, like looking through its eyes. I see what you're saying.
Don't know if that would help, but that was the idea that I would have. If I'm walking through the woods, I would have an owl, and I'd occasionally be looking ahead
Wow.
and using this owl's perception to see if there's bad things around.
This is where it gets sticky. All right, so
Yes.
I mean, the owl. Let's see, owl.
Yes.
5E. 5E stats. Okay. Okay, roll 20 owl 5E stats. I'll use this one. So let's say you got an owl. Let's play the game that the owl exists. And and what is the name of the owl? Because that's got a lot to do with how this is going to plan out.
Oh, I will call just in honor of the fighter. I'll call the owl Wally.
Okay. Jesus. All right. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'll give that to you. Okay. So, and actually, your first scenario, he is still deceased. All right. So, I'll keep.
First one, he's dead.
All right. But here, I'll show you what I got here. He would still have to do a perception roll.
Okay.
Says his skills perception gets a +3. You rolled a 7 plus 3 still makes it a 10, where they had an 11. So they would, if we still played it out, it'd be the same. All right, just letting you know.
Sure.
However, the next time, so he actually gets advantage on a perception that involves hearing and sight.
So he would roll 2 dice.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing about it is. Okay, so let's play out this now. How would you, okay, oh, wow, I'm coming up. I'm looking for a cave, but I want to make sure I'm not going to get ambushed. So I'm going to have my owl fly out and notice if there's anything up ahead that looks suspicious, then you would get an advantage on that.
Yes.
But if you're just boop, 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 walking along and it's just kind of doing its thing, it doesn't get advantage unless you directly say it's searching for blank, right? Then I would give you the advantage roll. Okay, does that make sense?
That was the idea that I had.
Well, I tell you what, we'll call it a break, and we'll I'm gonna send you a meet, and we're gonna start it up again, trying first level.
Okay.
Let me cut this one because it's easier to edit if they're just in pieces. All right.
Sounds like
I'll send you a thing right back right after this.
Okay.
Right? Bye. Talk to you later.